was teaching reading and English at a Catholic school during the day, doing stand-up at night, and I didn't tell my parents until like I made enough money to come home and get, hey, I got a job and look what I got. Like, I did not tell them until I had reached a point where it was like a live Arab community was supporting me, and I knew they were going to find out if I didn't tell them. When I did, I was really shocked because the first time my dad ever saw me was on Al Jazeera. It was 2000 on the ABC. I had only been doing it for like a year. And he was like ridiculously happy. He and my mom both really support the comedy because they like what we're doing and they trust Dean.
In my case, they were okay because, like Dean, I got a degree in public policy and I had like a job. They were like, well, you can always go back to that or whatever. But they originally said like, don't talk about Iranian. That was like their first thing. I was like, that's my whole act, but okay. And the other thing, they were like, and don't talk about your family. Like literally, they were just worried about like what I would say about them. And as a result, like I don't invite them to shows. So they kind of have they continue to not know what's going on in my life. So that's worked out for me.
You have to like change your entire set if your family shows up. You're like, oh my God, my uncle.
We have time for just one more question.
What did you think of the Zohan movie, the whole experience?
Okay, I get this mostly on Facebook. People are like, I respected you. I love your work with disabled refugees. You bitch, why were you in Zohan? So I'll answer it now. First of all, the reason I did the Adam Sandler movie, and it was a really tough decision. I called Dean and everything that night. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like the Palestinian poster child. How am I doing this? And the reason I did it was because it was the first female Arab role I had ever seen in Hollywood that was written, the women were written like me. They were women working in a hair salon. Their religion was not depicted. We didn't know if they were Muslim or Christian. They could have been anything. It was a really modern image of Palestinian women, and that was the first reason I did it. The second is I do believe that being a voice on a set like a movie like that is really important. And when they were writing it, they consulted with us. They spoke to us. They opened the channels and said, if there's anything that you find really, really offensive, and it's not too funny, we'll talk about, changing it. But the biggest reason that I did Zohan was because I'm a stand-up comic. And I got to stand in a room and act with Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, Kevin Nealon, and Kevin James in the same room. So who wouldn't do that, And I have to say, working with Adam Sandler's like a gajillionaire. And he's a comedy genius. He is the most humble, generous, amazing human being I have ever worked with. He was fantastic. And this is like for all you guys, because you're in college, this will be like my motivational moment for you. Since I was 19, I was obsessed with Dave Matthews, obsessed with him. And I used to always say, someday I'm going to be famous, I'm going to meet Dave Matthews, I'm going to tell him all about Palestine. And on Zohan, I got to meet Dave Matthews, sit down and talk to him about Palestine. So that in and of itself.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much for bringing us in. Thank you guys very much.